When I came across the book The Art of the War for the first time, I was a bit skeptical. Why would anyone read this book in the 21st century? I am not in the stage of war, neither most of the world. If I was, this book is probably for the generals and the military leaders. As I was reading throughout the pages of the books, I came across statements such as, if you know the enemy and know yourself, you need to fear the result of the hundreds battles. It sounded a bit funny back when because I didn't not have any enemies, neither I was trying to get one. But as I pondered more about the idea that these books presented, I came to realizing that life is warfare. I mean, not in the traditional meaning where you have to shoot your enemies, but you have to deal with similar problems, such as when you get into the argument or the conflict with the friend or relative. You take another example. If you are running businesses, you will undoubtedly have the competitors who will work their ass off just to kick you out. It's like modern day warfare. When diapers.com crashed, we chased with Amazon. Guess what Amazon did? First, they offered to buy diapers.com, but they refused, so Amazon started selling diapers. It was until diapers.com would run out of the cash and file a bankruptcy. Bezos even famously said that Amazon will drive diapers prices to zero if they don't sell or end up selling to their competitor. Even if you are just an employee, you are fighting with your colleague for that promotions. People don't get randomly picked to be managers or head of the department. So the statements that Sun Tzu talks about in The Art of the War are still relevant to this day. Avoid that is the strong strike that is weak. A lot of the people inspired by their favorite YouTubers start a YouTube channel, try their best to upload as much as they can, stay consistent, improve the quality of the video, but still end up failing and don't understand why. There is literally millions channels that play Minecraft. For example, there are people who play this game way better than you. Why would you start a YouTube channel in such competitive niche? You are competitive with people who play this game non-stop and they were better than you. Why would anyone watch you when they can watch the far more skilled player, especially when there are no barriers to entry? What does it take to make Minecraft videos? A computer, a microphone, and internet connections, which pretty much everyone can get. Compared to that Mr. Beast. How many people can put 100 million orbis in their friend's playback or spend 50 hours in the solitary confident or plant 20 million trees just to make a 10 or 15 minutes video. You can't be getting into the crowded niche and doing the exact same things, be expecting different results. Imagine if there are the 10 coffee shops in these blocks. If you think you can succeed if you opened one more coffee, instead you should be operating a hair salon, maybe because there isn't a single one in the entire blocks. I made the exact same mistakes when I started this channel. I wanted to share my ideas and opinions with the world, and I started doing animated books reviews using software Video Scribe that every other YouTubers used back then. And guess what? It didn't seem much progress. People found my videos similar to the other channels. There wasn't good reasons for them to watch my content or subscribe. It was a competitive space. I knew that if I wanted to grow these channels, I can't be doing what everything else doing. I should do what most people can't do. I should do something that others will find it difficult to replicate. So instead of the blaming YouTube, I hired amazing team of the graphic designers who knew how to make these beautiful animations. And not everyone can easily replicate them because it's not cheap to say at least. And instead of the reviewing just books like everyone else did, I decided to also share my experience in the real estate and the stocks market, since I have been in investors for the years by then. And guess what? More and more people started watching my content. Of course, not every one videos I posted get a lot of the views, but the channel is far bigger than that. It was back then with just 2,000 subscribers. He will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight. So here is a lot of the people fail. You are overweight and you come across the motivation video here on YouTube and suddenly you are fired up. You are ready to take on the world. You promise yourself to jog every morning, reduce the number of the calories you consume daily, cut back on the sweets, never have another cheeseburger again, and work every day for 2 hours at least. Seems like the brilliant plan to get into shape, but there's the happen in reality. You don't. You do it once, maybe twice, and then the third day you decided to skip the gym because you are exhausted, and then in a few days you are back to your unhealthy lifestyle. And it's not that there's something fundamentally wrong with you, but when you try to make the multiple battles at the same time, you simply don't have the willpower to fight them all. It doesn't matter how talented are you, your resources are limited. Start first with the cutting back the sugar, for example. Once you made it part of your lifestyle, then move to the next important things, which might be jogging. Once you get used to that, start doing the gym. If you don't choose your battles wisely, you will be defeated. I don't care who you are, but you can't be the basketball star, the successful politicians, and a singer all at the same time. You simply won't have the time to be good at all of them. You're either good at the training, the pitched all day long every day to be the best in the world, and throwing the ball into the right, or learn how to code and build the technology that will solve the complex problems. That's why if you look at successful people, every one of them is known for just one thing. Bezos for the building Amazon, to Jay-Z for the rapping, or LeBron James for the playing basketball. Third, if you know your enemy, you know yourself. You will always be victorious. So the other day I had an argument with a friend who was telling me how he was invested in the stocks market, but was his money. That's why he is never going to invest in the stock market again. He tried to convince me that the stock market is more like the gambling. Of course it is gambling if you don't know what you are doing. Before you are putting the dime into the stocks market, you should have spent months studying the market, understand how the market works, why some stocks rise and other falls, why some companies performs better than others. You can't just invest in the company because you heard about it in the news and to be disappointed when it falls the next day. Everything is like gambling if you do not prepare for it. Sun Tzu is basically saying if you know who you are dealing with, or what you are dealing with, you are not going to lose. Imagine getting into the fight with the martial art fighter. You will get your ass kicked, but if you study your enemy, you will out his weaknesses, train harder than him, you start a pretty good chance to win. The book is filled with such concepts. Of course, we can't discuss all of them, otherwise this video have to be an hour long, but it is the foundational that the stages that worked thousands of the years ago and are still relevant until today. Seems like the humanity at its core hasn't changed much since then. And now it's your turn. What your favorite lesson from the art of war? I'm really curious to know what you think about these books. But before you go to do that, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and enjoy if you enjoyed, and make sure to subscribe and turn on your notification. Thanks for watching, and until next time.